Hello everyone, I'm Marguerite. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to help teach you how you can prevent creasing under your eye area. From what I've learned after doing makeup on lots of different clients is there seems to be one common denominator, is that the right word? There seems to be one common thing that is similar among everyone who has creasing under their eye area. And for the most part, that is that they do not apply an under eye cream under their eye area. So I've learned it doesn't necessarily matter what age you are. Anyone can have under eye creasing. Since these people don't apply an under eye cream, they actually have very dehydrated under eye areas. And you may not think you have dry, dehydrated under eye area because you might not have flaking skin or, you know, it might look fine. But in fact, that under eye area actually is drier than it would be if you applied an eye cream, because if you're applying an eye cream, that eye cream is pushing into those wrinkles and any lines you have under your eye area, no matter the age. Everyone has expression lines. So you're filling in those lines and wrinkles, which in turn creates a very smooth canvas for any following products to glide across. So if you're not using an eye cream, then any concealer or foundation can get trapped in those wrinkles and get separated, and you know, the under eye area just kind of clings onto anything that comes in contact with it since it's so dry. It's just going to separate the concealer, which can cause creasing, and you know, concealer is getting trapped in wrinkles and that separates the concealer. So that's why you may have some creasing. But if you apply an under eye cream under that eye area, then it's gonna fill in those wrinkles and plump up your skin, which means it won't have anything for the concealer to get trapped into. Your concealer will have a very smooth canvas for it to glide across and in turn prevent creasing. So I think that's the number one step, is to apply an eye cream. And it might sound odd to you, but it works. Especially you have nothing to lose if you don't apply an eye cream and you have creasing. Why not try it? I don't know why a lot of people think applying an eye cream just is gonna make that under eye area crease more, but it won't. It's actually your under eye areas crying out for hydration. The eye cream that I'm currently using is this one by Rodan & Fields, the Multifunction Eye Cream. And I also recommend the Clinique Repair Laser Focus. The main thing is you want a very hydrating, rich eye cream to really fill in those wrinkles. I recommend an eye cream rather than an eye serum. But I understand you might need an eye serum to help with depuffing. And I'm just curious, if you have very puffy eyes, you probably don't have that big of creasing, but like maybe use the depuffing one at nighttime and use a really rich hydrating one in the morning time, because I find that that just really helps fill in the wrinkles. And even though it is so rich, you can just tap your finger and pick up the lightest amount, and then you really want to just press that into the under eye area, because that's going to press it into those lines, fill in those lines, which in turn creates a flawless canvas so that your concealer will have nowhere to run into. It won't have any holes to go into and cause creasing. It'll just be smooth sailing. Does that make sense? So let me show you how. Usually I don't go out of my way to apply a primer under my eye area, but usually I will take whatever primer I put on my face and then whatever's left, just gently tap under the eye area. So I already applied the Becca Backlight Smoothing Primer, and you know, I'll just take whatever's left on there and just gently tap under the eye area. But you know, you don't need to go out of your way. If you have severe wrinkles, I know there are line fillers. I think Dr. Dennis Gross has one, NARS has a line filler, and that's just an extra step to really plump in those lines. But I think the eye cream does the job. And what I like about the eye cream, it's a little sticky too. So I find that it's not very sheer. It won't wear away. Like, it sticks to those lines and it stays put for hours. So after you applied your eye cream, I already have my foundation on, and now it's time for concealer. So another really good trick that I like to use is, it's just another step that will really plump in those lines, because I find that you can't take enough chances to prevent creasing. So this is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. And this is a peach color corrector. So this is gonna be really good if you have any darkness, any under eye darkness from lack of sleep or hereditary or whatever. If you're a darker skin tone, you can use red. If you have severe darkness, you can use a red toned color corrector. And a lot of different brands will have that in their line. They should have several different colors. This is peach, which is good for fair skin, fair medium skin. Medium to dark skin tones can get away with red. And you wanna just take the lightest amount and just lightly lightly dab right where the darkness is. So I'll show you what I do with this. And this is a very thick, creamy consistency. It reminds me of my eye cream. So I really like applying thick, creamy products under my eye area because it really sticks to that area all day and it doesn't move, it doesn't budge. And it really sticks to any lines, fills in the lines, and just really prevents any creasing from happening or from my concealer product from wearing away. So you can just apply this to the inner part of your eye and just in that half moon under eye shape where you tend to get darkness. You don't need to bring this down in the upside down V. That's just gonna start to be too cakey and too much. And then now for concealer, I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape, which is one of my favorite concealers. It's just so easy to apply. It's pretty sheer, but it also stays put. It's full coverage. And even though it is full coverage, it's not really thick. Like, it's just very nice and lightweight. It gives you a nice natural finish to it. I think this is great for preventing creasing. I think this is a great concealer. And again, you can't just apply like a concealer and expect that to prevent creasing. I think it's the steps you take beforehand that are really gonna help ensure that you don't have creasing. So if you really take the time to apply an under eye cream and, you know, even a line filler or an under eye brightener under the concealer, then you will be good to go. But I think the main thing to remember is you just want to hydrate your under eye area, because if it's dry and dehydrated, then it's going to cause creasing. I have this in several different colors. I have the fair neutral and then the light medium. Now, this probably sounds a little kooky, but I really like applying the fair neutral just in my inner eye area for extra brightness. And then I like to take the light medium and apply that to the outer part of my eye. And I just kind of ombre the two together and blend it out back to my hairline and create that upside down triangle with the brush I'm going to use. So my favorite brush that I like to use when blending out concealer is this angled Kabuki. This is the Sigma F84, their angled Kabuki brush. You want to lightly tap the concealer. You don't want to tug, you don't want to pull, you just want to lightly tap, because that eye area is so gentle. And just keep tapping. I just keep tapping just to mix the two colors that I have together. And then whatever's left, I always bring onto the center of my forehead, down the bridge of my nose and around my nose. This just helps balance out all that I have going on underneath. And these are also areas that may need some more concealing. I love that this is angled. It really helps get under this eye area rather than a flat brush would. And I also think that this is better than using the Beauty Blender, because one, I find that the Beauty Blender just absorbs a lot of product, and I don't want to, you know, I'm putting concealer on for a reason. I don't want to sheer it out. I understand you want natural looking under eye area. You don't want it to look cakey, but that's why you're not going to apply foundation under your concealer. And this Tarte Shape Tape is so light to begin with, it's not going to look cakey at all. And also by like tapping this out and then tapping it, you know, excess product onto the center of your forehead, like that's going to help get rid of excess product. You can even tap what's left onto your eyelids, because some people have discoloration on your eyelids and that preps your eyelids. Also, a problem that I have with the Beauty Blender is you're filling this up with water, right? I think you are, unless you're using it dry, which it kind of just defeats the purpose of it. So think about it. You're pressing that onto your skin, especially under your eye area, which is already dry to begin with, just because it's so thin. That's just one of the first areas to really dry out on your face. And also think about it, if your under eye area is very dry, that can lead to more wrinkles. So you really want to take the time to hydrate and plump your under eye area with a really rich nutrient-based under eye cream. That way you'll prevent wrinkles from in the future. But if you're pressing this into your face, you're just pressing water onto your face, which in that moment might look very dewy and hydrating, but the second it dries, which water dries very fast and evaporates very fast, the second it dries, it's gonna even dry out that under eye area even more. And think about it, then you're dipping this into powders and baking. That's just really gonna dry that under eye area out terribly. And the drier your under eye area gets, the older you look. The more you crease, the older you look. So you don't want to dry that under eye area out. If you love the Beauty Blender and swear by it, then I recommend spraying hydrating sprays on it, because that will actually leave something under your eye area and hydrate it rather than water, because water just evaporates and dries that under eye area. So you could use your MAC Fix Plus. I love this Pharmacy Skin Dew. This is super hydrating. It's a setting spray, but it has skincare. So you can just like really soak it up and then you can press that all over your face or your under eye area. And that will actually leave the good hydrating product there. So that's just a good tip. So now that you've applied all your cream products and your concealer, now it's time to just lightly set your face. I think one of the biggest mistakes people do is they just dip their beauty blender straight into powder and just pack that on under there. I think that is just counterproductive and avoids all the hard work we just did to get to where we got to. I think all the powder under your eye area will dry that under eye area up even more. So you don't want to do that. You really want to be careful. This is usually what I do. I like keeping that area dewy and hydrated looking. I think the more powder you apply, the more it's going to dry that area out and age you. So I recommend that you use a very finely milled, loose, translucent setting powder. So one that I love and that I find is pretty affordable is this one by IT Cosmetics. This is the Bye Bye Pores Poreless Finish HD Micro Powder. I find that this is thicker than like the NARS translucent powder, and I find that this is more hydrating. It seems like it's very finely milled. It's just beautiful. So I don't directly go under my eye area. I take this, a stippling brush of some sort. I have a couple of them. I have one by Sigma, one by Morphe, one by Sonia Kashuk, and then this one. This one's by Makeup Forever, the 122 Straight and Wavy. It's a airbrush stippling brush. So this is one of the best brushes you can use to set your face. So I will dip it into the lid because there was product already in the lid, but if there wasn't, then you could just lightly tap it into the top of this container, and then you just want to lightly tap off extra. So once you tapped off extra, then I lightly start at the forehead and I just lightly tap all over my face, because the reason I'm tapping rather than swiping is I don't want to move all the foundation and all the cream products that I just worked so hard to apply. So tap, and then whatever's left, I will go under my eye area and just lightly tap. And then you can even lightly swirl if you want, but you just want to use the lightest amount of pressure because you don't want to rub off all that you did. Now, if you have very oily skin, I do understand you may need to use a blotting powder or a mattifying powder, and that's totally fine. Do whatever you need to, but I do recommend avoiding those mattifying powders under your eye area, and I recommend using a translucent powder under your eye area. So definitely, if you need to set your T-zone area with a mattifying powder, then pressed powder, then do that, but just avoid that under eye area, please. If you feel like your under eye area is wet and it really bothers you, you could grab a tiny little brush. This is the setting brush by Real Techniques, and just lightly tap it in there. Really tap off the excess, but you can just lightly pat under your eye area. All right, everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you really could take away a lot of good tips and tricks from this video, and I really hope that my advice helps you prevent under eye creasing. Please try out my advice and let me know if it helps. I honestly think if you apply an under eye cream under your eye area, that'll make the biggest difference. And maybe give it a good week or two to really let your skin adjust and really pick up hydration. But I think if you're under eye area, same with your face. If your face is hydrated, then your foundation is going to go on smoothly. Primers help it glide on more smoothly because it helps fill in lines. So, I just think skincare is so important and makes the biggest difference in your makeup application. So please try out an under eye cream. If you do that and you still have creasing, then comment below. Maybe I can help. I can do some research and help figure something else out, but definitely try out the under eye cream. I think that's the biggest thing. And then, the key is just to also lightly set that area with just a very finely milled loose setting powder. Another good one that I love is by Kogan Dough. It's super moisturizing and hydrating, because that's the key. You want to hydrate under your eye area. You don't want to dry it out even more, because I think that causes even more creping. So this is just what I found from doing makeup on people, and it just seemed like there was a common theme. Like, people who don't apply eye cream have under eye creasing. So I think the two go together. I think if you apply under eye cream, then you won't have creasing. So please let me know if you have any other questions and I'd be happy to help. So I will see you guys another day, and please remember to subscribe to my channel. That would help me out a lot, and I will see you guys later. Bye.